After caring for his baby daughter by himself for almost 2 years, a widower decided it was time to find the girl a new mother. It was already difficult raising a tiny spitting image of her biological mother, but work had become far more demanding as of late, and he could only ask family to watch over her for so often. They didn't seem to be too interested in helping their struggling relative, likely out of self-interest. Babysitters had become the norm, and not only did it seem wrong for his baby girl not to be raised by a woman she would grow to call mom, but it was putting a strain on his already meager savings by having to pay for the caretakers each night. He began saving up more money, working more overtime than ever to both pay the babysitters and put away just to save up for one date night. Then he searched around online, clicking through what seemed like endless number of women in an attempt to find the one. Eventually she appeared. She had a gorgeous face, lived in the same city, and seemed to have quite a point on liking kids on their profile. Exactly what he was looking for. They had traded messages for a few days, before agreeing to meet and go on a blind date. The man was ecstatic. He hired what he held to be the last babysitter he'd ever need for a while, and went out. With the two met at a bar, exchanged information about one another, flirted here and there, and overall they were enjoying their time together. But as the night went on, the woman seemed to be getting more irritated, and the man eventually asked if something was bothering her. "Oh, it's just pretty loud in here, don't you think?" she shouted in response over the music. The man had to agree. For a bar, even it was pretty loud. "Well, I don't know if you'd accept, but perhaps we could head to my place and I'll make some dinner. It's not far from here, we could walk." The woman smiled and nodded, and so after paying their tabs, the man led her to his home. The sitter was surprised to see them, but the man explained and paid her, and shortly after she left, he then turned to his date. "Please, this way." They entered the kitchen, and the woman took a seat at the table while the man prepared for the Worcestershire chicken for dinner, hidden in from view to his surprise date. As the chicken cooked, however, there was a crying coming from down the hall. His baby girl. In his love-struck daze, he had forgotten his child. He rushed from the kitchen, apologizing to the woman, to his daughter's crib. The child seemed fine as it can be, and the man assumed that she was just lonely. Her father picked her up and patting her back and carried her out to the kitchen. "I'm sorry, I was going to bring this up, but I saw that you liked kids, so—" "Oh, it's fine," the woman replied with a kind smile. "You said you had a daughter on your profile anyways." "Oh, did I? I guess I forgot," he replied, chuckling. The man couldn't remember if he actually posted about having a daughter. His initial thought was the woman would be turned off by it. Perhaps she was a stalker, he thought to himself, humoring the idea. Regardless, he was relieved. This woman knew that he was a father, and still she was here. The woman held her arms out. "May I?" The man nodded, and slowly handed his child over to her. She rocked the baby in her arms, and not long after the baby had fallen asleep. "Well, it seems she likes you," the man stated in amazement. Returning to the kitchen, he began to chop up some vegetables, his mind wandering around, dreaming about a future with his wonderful girl he'd met tonight. He returned to the dining table with vegetables, only to drop the bowl onto the floor. His baby girl was lying on the table, with her neck cut open, and his date feasting on her flesh, fork and knife. The woman looked up, and a gooey red smile appearing on her face. "Oh, did you want some too?"
What's up, my pretties? It's the Lion Queen here. I want to appreciate you all for tuning into this video, and I do appreciate you guys supporting my video by giving this video likes and stuff. If you really enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like, comment and subscribe if you're new, ring the bell for notifications to when I upload so that way you guys will get updated for whenever I upload. If you want to follow me on Twitter or DeviantArt, feel free to leave a follow on those if you are interested in following me on those socials. If you want to support my backup channel, known as Ms. Dark Shigo, feel free to subscribe to it, as a link to that will also be in the About page section. And with that being said, and that being the case, thank you so much for watching, my pretties. And as always, stay pretty.